And we're live. So we are live. Hello, hello,
Hello, hello,
hello.
everybody.
There we are. We are live. So we are live. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello,
hello,
everybody.
everybody.
Hello. So I sent out invites, so wait, let people get in tune, let people check in with us. Go ahead and we can kind of chit chat because nobody's really there yet. Um, I'm sure people were depending on it. I mean, not depending, but planning on because the invite says 6:30, but I changed it to 6:45 so we can wrap up our day.
Yes, I
We
apologize.
have
I'm
a day.
7 minutes late.
We have a day. We have a day. It is what
Yeah.
it is. We have a day. We have a responsibility to clients, and um,
Mm.
it is what it is.
It's been interesting. This whole week has been,
Uh,
um, there's an energy. Yeah. With, I just see a theme, people feeling lethargic, tired,
yeah.
kind of like 1 minute or 2 weeks ago or last week, everybody was on and excited, and no, I'm good, everything is fine. And then I don't feel like the last 10 days, maybe,
Hmm.
um, or seven, I don't know, but just a lot of, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
men and women.
Okay.
Yeah. And so drilling down on that or just sitting, I don't know if you can see, I got my little big Harman speaker back there because I just throw on some jazz now and just my cousin introduced me to chill hop.
Okay.
And I just turn it on.
I might have some of that in my repertoire.
Yeah. And just, okay, well, we can sit here, we can draw, we can color,
Can breathe.
we can breathe.
Hmm. I found myself doing a lot of that. Um, you know, recommending a lot of that. Like a
Mhm,
mouthful is said, and then it's like, well, take a breath. Just take a breath right there.
mhm,
That was heavy. Just
mhm.
take a breath right there. So
Yeah.
it is.
It's just weird. You did me in this camera. I got this thing with these strands of hair. Um, I do. I was taking my little headshots or whatever. I was like, please do not let my hair be stranded out. Like, can you please
Right.
pay attention?
Right. Yeah.
Um, but
But today we're going to talk about self actualization, self
mm,
awareness, the true you. Perhaps get some tips on how to get there and what's the beginning to that. What does that look
mhm,
like? Um, and hopefully we can, as always, we hope that we can help somebody in that area. You know,
mhm, mhm.
absolutely hope we can help somebody in the area of self actualization today. We both are on that road ourselves.
Yes,
Um, part of the description says, is it a destination or is it a journey?
it's a journey.
I know.
I think that, well, from a spiritual standpoint, self actualization is remembering who you are for real, according to God, you know? And
Yes.
then the other part of that is as a human, a spirit having its human experience. So the human side of you is throwing away old beliefs. You and I listened to something earlier today, is getting rid of the scripts.
Shifting the script
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and what
Changing the
we've been
scripts
told.
to
Yeah.
make them match my passion, my purpose, and my vision.
And my
And
authenticity. Because we
well,
don't.
authenticity will be developed from that
Yes. Yes.
because
We
if
don't operate from that because we're taught to do something different. It's not
right,
that, nobody says like you cannot operate from, no, but just the beliefs and the things
right,
that are implemented in our lives as we
right.
grow up leads to, us
Mm-hmm.
not operating in our authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know
Mm-hmm.
from the perspective of a child, we know what that is until somebody says no.
Right.
Don't do that way. Don't.
Right. Don't feel like that. Don't laugh like that. Don't sit like that. Don't pout. What you're crying for. Like
Yeah. It
and
starts to
so one of the
change.
things, say that again.
I said it starts to change us.
Yeah, we have to change because we want to fit the tribe. We don't want to get kicked out of the club.
Right.
So I want to stay in the club. I want to stay in the connection. So
Hmm.
I do what's necessary to stay in the connection because as a little person,
That's
I'm
important.
yeah, and I'm dependent on the people who feed me. I'm dependent on those breasts that feed me milk. So if they got a frowny face instead of a smiley face, I need to do something to make them smile again. That's
Yeah.
important to me because I need to eat.
Yeah.
And so, one of the questions I know you asked too is like, where did you get that information from? Who told you that?
Yes.
Um, we talked about on another segment. Where were we? Oh, I was at a sister circle and someone was sharing with us about we were talking about body image
Mm.
and someone was talking about all my life, blah 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 and whatever. And so after everybody started giving their opinions or whatever, and I just looked over at her and I said, the only thing I have to say is who told you you were naked?
Hmm.
And she said, yeah, because somebody gave you that opinion about being heavy set or being too thin or not not dressing to cover up your entire body and um somebody told us to do that
Hmm.
because babies will run around naked all day long. They love
Right.
it. Take them
Right.
clothes off, take that diaper up. They like pyong 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 over the place. It's like, wait up. Like we are when we take our bras off, like, yes, we're
Yes.
done.
Yes. The body is like, yes. Thank
Huh.
you. Yes. It
Yes.
breathes. It breathes.
Yes. And
Yeah.
actually they say people who sleep without clothes or pajamas have better rest, and the body like kind of has this opportunity to reset, which I
Hmm.
think is so cool to learn. But
Yeah.
I've been covered, I've been trained to wear pajamas or nightgowns or whatever. But the self actualization is just like being solid with me.
Yeah.
Let me be solid with who I am. And I think that a big chunk of our clients, they're on that journey. That's the point of the whole journey.
Hmm.
Well, we need help communicating. Or do you need help being who you are? And when you try to
Communicating how to do.
communicate that,
Right.
right, that's shut down. Or you trying to communicate to your partner, don't be who you are because I need you to show up like this. And he's not hearing me
Because
because
that's
he
not
wants
who
to
he
be himself.
exactly. That's not who he is authentically. Not who he is. It's not who she
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's so amazing to see the aha and the thrill. We can talk about setting boundaries when somebody set a boundary for their authentic self and their truth. And like,
Mhm.
I said and did, and it felt good,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
because you can be in that situation and you set a boundary, and I say, but Stephanie, and you're like, no, but this is my, but Stephanie, no,
Mhm.
but you can stand firm in the boundary and it's like, no, this is my truth. I'm standing
Mhm.
in this, and you can
Mhm.
make a choice to either deal with my truth or not.
Right.
I am still
Mhm.
standing in it, and to see the wow, like that felt good.
It does. It starts a like this ongoing unconscious or conscious permission slip
Hmm.
to discover what else do I like? What else can I do? What else? A couple of Fridays ago, I don't know if I told you about that. A couple of Fridays ago, I just wanted to go out and dance. I didn't want to sit at the local pub or whatever, neighborhood spot and just listen to music. And on Friday nights, I think they have like old fashioned music. I don't know because I'm never. there unless it's a live band. But the band wasn't there, and I just didn't feel like sitting in that energy.
Right.
But I wanted to do something, and so I had called a friend, and I was just like, I want to do something, but like we don't have like little dance spots for our age now. You know,
Right.
when we was in
Right.
our 20s and in our 30s, we had these
Right.
little places we could go and just dance all night, maybe not even drink one thing,
Right.
maybe have chicken afterwards or
Right.
something, but we'd be on the dance floor just dancing, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I wanted that experience. I just wanted to move my body, you know. And so my friend was like, "Yeah, I'm bored too." And we both on the phone, video chatting, getting dressed, nowhere to go, don't know what we're gonna do. And they were like, "Well, I'm about to go such and such a place. If maybe we could hook up later and then we go get pizza or something if neither one of us find something to do." But I was just like, I want to do something. And I, for a long time, I just couldn't figure out what there was to do. I was going to go down to the flats and walk around the river and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. But then I realized, wait a minute, I can bowl. I was going to go golf, but I didn't want to do that for whatever reason. I could bowl, I could golf, I could paint. It was like four things. And I was like, yeah, like I can do that. Like those are the things that I do. I don't have to really be entertained out here. I can
Mhm.
choose my own personal giftings and what I can do. And so I went ahead and took myself bowling. But, coming from being a parent and a wife, business owner, like your identity, my identity was wrapped up in
Wrapped up in those
all of
things.
that and
Yes.
almost forget that
Um,
I have some other skills sets that
and
okay, I can't
passion,
dance.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like keeping a repertoire of who you really are. Because the rest, I mean,
And
people,
being
everybody,
yeah. And being honest about it. Hey, mom is watching. Several
hi,
other
Miss
people that
Almeida.
I don't, but they didn't pop up. But I know there's other people watching. Hi, thank you guys for
Hello, hello,
chiming in.
hello.
We are talking about self actualization. The true you is
Mm-hmm,
that self awareness, self actualization is that a journey or a destination? And so we're
mm-hmm,
just talking about that right now. Um, and so I want to kind of give a definition of the one I
mm-hmm,
saw. And self actualization is complete realization of one's potential and the full development of one's abilities and appreciation for life.
mm-hmm.
So, who are you authentically when you remove
Yeah.
all these layers that people say you have to wear and all of these titles that we wear? Like,
Mm-hmm.
my identity is not mother.
Right.
It's a particular role that I participated in, but it's not like my whole identity. And for a while, I'm gonna say it was.
Mine's too.
It was, and it doesn't
Mine's
have to
too.
be. It's like in my mind, wherever I got the messaging from, that I needed to dive my whole self into that and that alone. Um, Part of that is that I was told that I had a one track mind. I felt insulted when I heard it. But then when I started to realize what that was, I realized that I made that choice because I'm going to do this thing over here for them and raise them up. And I'm going to do this thing over here, but I probably can't do both. And so I had a fear of if I tried to do both, they going to get left in the wind. I'm going to
It's
take
true.
off. I'm going to like, take off. So then I made the decision that I'm just only going to do this, right? Um, but our roles and things that we like to titles that we wear are not our identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are roles that we decide to participate in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, And so, plenty of people, I'm sure, think about um, maybe don't even think about self actualization, right? But feel like, oh, if you ask people who are you? Oh, well, I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm a nurse. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, so outside of that, if you peel all that away, who are you? And a lot of times we don't know, and that's why we patch ourselves up in some of the things that we do because we don't
Yeah.
really know
Mm-hmm.
what.
Yeah, but by the time I turned 50 years old, I had been married 25 years. That's half of my lifetime. I was somebody's wife and mother and running businesses and households and loved every minute of it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
loved my family. Like
Mhm.
I just loved them. I loved getting together. I loved cooking every day, setting up the dining room table. I loved my dining room. I just loved my house. I
Mhm.
loved everything about my life.
Right.
And then one day I relocated to the middle of the country and found myself with no husband, no children, no
Mm.
family, nothing, just me.
Yes.
What to do?
Yeah. It's
Who
like
are
you
you?
playing tricks on me,
Right. This was a joke.
right?
Who are you? People
Yeah.
done ran off and started new families, and I'm sitting here like,
Kids got families.
right.
Yeah. And
I
I
was,
want to contend too that, and maybe not you and I, but some people in their life go through that same experience before having children and the family and they're
mhm.
sitting with themselves, young people sitting with themselves.
Yes,
Who am
please do.
I? Who am I? Who am I?
Hmm.
But I think that the difference, because the experience is not there, the difference is that some of them are challenged with who they think they need to be, because that's the prescription
Hmm.
that's been given, that's the script.
Hmm.
But I know, like us in 50s, just like us in our 50s, like they in their 20s, perhaps before the bowl, before the in love, and it's like, what I do now. I know that
Right.
people experience it out of college. Okay,
Yeah, that year out of and so I had to imagine that this was my senior year in university,
yeah.
and I'm gonna finish this up, and now I got to create a whole new life for myself. So yeah, it's that after you've left home, and now you've gone away to Babylonian country,
Hmm.
all my religions, all of my everything I had to leave there. And now I'm in the middle of this country learning their ways, which is
Right.
the way, all just learning something different. No
Right.
mom, no church, no and
Right.
so yeah, it's just like that 21-year-old that had all these hopes and dreams. I'm gonna finish school. I got my degree. I'm gonna get a job in my field. It's gonna be nice. And then
Right.
student loans due. I don't have a job. And I don't even like what I went to school for.
And I don't want to move back home.
And I don't want to move back home.
Yeah.
And who are you in that? Like that is just
Who am
that
I?
is the
Well, this
question.
is
I
what they
mean,
said. This
couples
is what
do
they
it.
said I was. So I went to school for that. Who am I
Like
though?
eat, love, and pray. The same concept.
Hmm.
It's the same concept. It's like when do we decide to look behind the curtain and see who I really am?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, like I said earlier, I just really believe that um people come to session because they are on that journey. They
Yes.
just don't know how to ask for it. But at the end of the day, when people are done with services and treatment, they have to show up as
Hmm.
who they really are. And it's just like the most amazing experience. But
Yeah.
coming in the door, they don't understand that they're asking for to be authentic, to
Right.
keep their boundaries, to tell
Right.
their truth, to be vulnerable in
Yeah.
this world. And yeah.
And I just want to kind of stress too that this is not off topic. It might sound like it, but it's not. I just want to point out that we don't tell our truth. We don't speak our truth. We lie because
We
it's
lie
not safe.
and we betray ourselves.
And we lie because it's not safe. The space is not
Hmm.
safe to tell the truth. What is
Mhm.
going to happen? Is there going to be a punishment? Is there going to be a negative reaction to me telling my truth or to me
I'm gonna get kicked
saying
out the
this?
tribe.
Am I
Mhm.
getting right? Right. And so I think that holds true with being authentic and being able to speak the voice of who the burning person inside of you can't speak the voice of it because what are people going to think and what are they going to say? And, I think
Mhm.
about my journey and me with my hair and things like that. And things were said because that wasn't the way. That wasn't what people are accustomed to. What I am learning, though, as a therapist, is that a lot of this is out of people's own anxiety
Yeah.
about and fear about, and I
Mhm.
don't have to manage that for them. And
Mhm.
I know that now, and
Mhm.
people don't. I'm looking at this self actualization pyramid from Maslow, and
Okay.
when people don't, it's difficult to reach that part of that of wanting to even like we know there's this thing like it's there and I can't really touch it. I don't know why, and a lot of times it's because it's some needs that are not met. It's
Mhm.
some trauma that is not healed.
Yes. Mhm.
And so on this chart, the very basis um, that we need is that physiological needs met, safe, like warmth, rest. Then the
Mhm.
safety needs. We need to feel safe and secure. So I need to be
Mhm.
safe and secure to be able to tell the truth. And I'm gonna say the truth instead of my truth at first, just to be able to tell the truth. Period, just to be able to
Mhm.
admit some stuff, I need to feel safe and secure that I'm going to be okay. Not going to, and that's mentally,
So can I give you an example of
yeah,
that? That reminded me of an example. So I have a friend who said that when they were growing up, um, they woke up. So their father must have come home from work that night and turned on the music, just chilling, just he worked. And so he turned on the music. And so the next morning, my friend said, "Oh, I'm so tired. Daddy had the music on all night." And the mother went off. "How dare you, you ungrateful, da 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 da. That man work every dang gone day. You gonna complain about?" I just said daddy had the music on. And this kid is maybe 6 at the time. Maybe I don't
mm-hmm.
know if he was in school or not, maybe 5 or 6, but that was big. That message was, don't you dare tell the truth up in here. You
Yes.
don't have a right to feel any way other than happy, pleased, and grateful.
And I don't care how tired you are.
Mhm.
And then if you fall asleep doing something you need to do, now I
Yep.
got an attitude because what do you, right? Yeah.
That was so wild to me
Yeah.
because I watch this adult now with the inability to express an emotion,
Yeah.
a genuine emotion without feeling fearful or intimidated or
Judged or,
mhm,
yeah.
shut it down.
Well,
Choop,
then
just
there
like that.
goes the whole belonging and
Yep.
of needs not being met,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Not safe at all.
Not
Mm-mm.
safe. Not safe. And so, like,
And
so
it's something so simple
yeah,
can ruin, just take away your entire identity. Well, in school, we learned that every time you yell at a child, you alter their personality.
right.
So there's one example right there of that person's personality, that person's ability to believe their knower
And
was
I'm
shot.
sure
It
there
was
was some
implanted.
confusion as a child. It's like, what did I do wrong? I just said,
I'm ungrateful because I told the truth.
hmm, right.
I'm not supposed to feel anything.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Right. The next level to that is the belonging and love needs, intimate relationships and friendships. Well, if I don't feel warmth and rest and my physiological needs are not met, and if I don't feel safe and secure, how do I have
Mhm.
belonging and loving relationships? Authentic, loving relationships. How do I feel
Mhm.
like I belong?
You pretend, you fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You fake, right? Um,
Mhm.
also, are held responsible. That 6-year-old was held responsible for managing somebody else's anxiety about what the husband may have thought of this supposed ungratefulness.
Mhm.
You start learning how to manage other people's emotions
Yeah.
because they are an adult and they don't have to manage them on their own,
Right.
right?
You do that.
Which then kind of tears down the next level is the esteem needs.
Mhm.
So then you start the feeling
One conversation.
to change it. Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing, we wished it was only one conversation that happened.
No, well, we know it's not.
It's not. It keeps happening
And
in
then you
whatever
got
form by whomever,
mhm,
schools, playground, whatever. It
parents
keeps happening.
fighting, parents arguing, parents, being very foul to each other creates an insecurity in the child because if they're doing it to each other, I'm up, I'm next. And a lot of times they are next. And if they're not next, they're ignored or neglected because the parents are trying to do something with their connection.
Yeah.
And so the kid gets kind of left behind,
To,
you
to
know,
figure it out,
to
to
figure it out,
their own perspectives. To
to create a narrative. And children
yes.
already have what we call magical thinking anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so then to not have a safe place to go, if I can't go run into mom or dad, because I don't want them to fight. So I'm going to be the peacekeeper in the house.
Ooh, I had that conversation today.
I'm going to be the peacekeeper. So is that who I was really born to be? No, but
Right.
it's not safe to do anything else.
Right.
So I'll be
Or
the
you're watching
peacekeeper.
the example. So, the example that I give is you have multiple children perhaps in the household, and one is acting out or acting out their emotions and their feelings because that's what they're doing. And so that one gets the attention of the others are watching. Now
Yeah.
I know how to behave based on the reaction that the adult has to this other child. So then I
Mhm.
start to learn, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. That's not okay.
Or at least I'm not going to do it at home. I might do it in the streets.
It's not even, at least I'm not going. It is. I'm not doing that at all. Thank you for that. It is. I'm not going to let them see me do that because you're sensitive too and you're still going to do some stuff. Right.
Right.
Um, and then it is everybody's upset about whatever. Right. So, because here's where the peacemaker comes in. I'm going to make everything better for everybody.
Mhm.
It's kind of the undertaking that the kid has. I'm going to
Yeah.
make everything better. So if
I'm
I'm
going to get straight A's. I'm going to keep the house clean.
I
I'm
just
going to
had
do
that conversation.
everything.
But you know why though? I'm gonna be the peacemaker. I'm gonna be the bridge gapper in the house. I'm gonna make sure everybody's okay. But really it
Mhm.
comes from I'm gonna get the A's and I'm gonna get the awards because it also comes from do you see me now? Oh, you still don't see
Yeah.
me. Let me
I'm
achieve some more.
invisible.
Do you see
Mhm.
me now? Oh, they still don't see me. Let me
Mhm.
get an award for something. Oh, they
Mhm.
praise me. Oh, they see me. Let me do it again. Right.
Yes.
And so that's
Mhm.
where that part, it's not like a natural part of somebody's personality. People learn to do that, right? Because everybody wants that praise and community and loving and belonging. And so now I have to do it this way because whatever's happening over here with this other person in our household is getting attention, is not the greatest attention.
Right.
And now I'm invisible.
Mhm.
So I start to achieve and overachieve and achieve
And
solutions
then what you do in one place, you do every place.
everywhere.
And so then you grow up and then it works until it doesn't.
Exactly.
But then one day, some people get on drugs, some people use alcohol, some people become workaholics, some people throw their whole heart and soul into parenthood or whatever it is.
Right.
But whatever it takes, whatever it is that we need to do so that we um, live in a space where we're being accepted
And not invisible.
and not invisible.
And
Because
not
we don't know who I am. The world around me is dictating who I
mhm.
am and how I should be. And that target is always moving, which creates the cognitive dissonance that people
Yeah.
are living in, just a perpetual state of living in that
Yes.
space of here but not here,
And
on but off.
yep, absolutely.
Mhm.
And that's the and you want to reach the point of that your esteem needs are being met.
Mhm.
That you're
You
you
got to almost kind of reparent yourself.
yeah, you have to undo the narrative that you've lived with, whether because you saw something you created this narrative or whatever, wherever it comes from. Now you have
Mhm.
to I heard in a video this morning, shift the script,
Mhm.
right? Are you the rebel? Are you the creator? Are you
Mhm.
who are you in this world, and what were you told about it?
Exactly.
What were you told about who you showed up as very early, and now you had to um, adopt a different way
Mhm.
to manage somebody else's emotions, because that's what it's all about.
Right. Or
People
even
do
to
stuff
manage your own anxiety because I
right.
want to be, oh, sorry, y'all. I want to be accepted. So you start doing, dog and pony shows to stay in the tribe and to be in a good place. You keep your
Yes.
mouth shut. You don't say, if you're the type of person, I want to just tell the truth. But truth don't work in my family. Or and so you assume truth doesn't work anywhere. But
Yes.
the self-actualization, that person shows up and says, yeah, I don't agree with that. And
Yes.
like you start to take these risks
Yes.
where it's like I am going to be okay on the outside for a minute. Kind of like, well, Simba got chased out of the pride, but once
Mhm.
they got out there, he met a tribe and started over and started to realize who he was before he went
Right.
back to fight his uncle. And it's kind of like that. Even my favorite is Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, like going back as her own person, her
Right.
own courage, her own heart, her own mind. When she went back home after getting all those things that said who she was. And
Mhm.
it also gave her an appreciation for the people, her uncles and aunts and uncles. But we do have to do that. That is the journey
Right.
for us to do, is to remember who we are. And
Yeah.
the people who are allowed to do that automatically, oh, you are so blessed.
Yeah.
But when you come from a society or a system that says who you are is bad intrinsically just because of the color of your skin,
Yeah.
that
And
narrative.
perpetuates that with the judgment and the question of who do you think you are,
Mhm,
in a negative sense, right?
mhm,
What I
mhm,
wonder what we would be if we were asked that in a positive light.
mhm.
Who are you? Who do you think you are?
Or what you gonna be? I'm already something.
Right.
What you gonna
But
be when you
that's
grow up?
not usually that's not usually the talk. That it's usually who do you think you are?
Mhm,
Whether it's said directly or indirectly,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
thank you guys all for chiming in. Ray Ray says wholeheartedly agree. Latrice says so true. Thank you all for chiming in.
Thank you, ladies.
Welcome to our live. So yes, and so all and once these things are in place, physiological needs, our safety and security needs are met. belonging and loving needs are met, esteem needs are met, then we can get to the self actualization. Now, this chart has like an order, right? But in my life and experience working with people, I think that you can go back and forth, and
Oh
it's
yes,
a
I
journey.
agree.
It's not a
Mhm.
destination. It's not like, oh, I arrived here, because
Yes.
life is ever evolving.
Mhm.
New things, life is ever evolving. The
Mhm.
hopes is that when you first reach that point, when you are, going in that direction, and other things pop up, you now know how to handle that,
Mhm.
right? You know how to handle that to preserve, to continue to be aware. And
Yeah, because you now get to own the decisions that you make for
yeah,
you.
yes. Like, wait a
Mhm.
minute, I'm I'm great.
Mhm.
I do have courage. I
Mhm.
can, as symbol, run my village.
Mhm.
I'm like I'm
Mhm.
amazing.
That's right. My father said I was king.
Yes, I am amazing, and
Mhm.
I can do this thing.
Mhm.
And I'm I'm the change breaker. I'm the,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't have to do it that way,
Right.
and I can teach other people that they don't either.
Right. Because I was just thinking that's everybody's narrative once they grab a hold of it. You don't need, we would eliminate the need to have rebellious teenagers if we would allow self actualization from beginning
Yes,
and be mindful of the impact that our self actualization, if you want to call it that, or our anxieties or the lack thereof,
right.
the impact that it has on our children.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we make it not safe to tell the truth, to live in the truth, to be honest.
because then
Um,
you create a space where then they now are asking you, as their confidant, what you think about it, what was your experience, or whatever the case may be, as opposed to lying and hiding and sneaking.
mhm,
Because if you ever encounter a teenager that has done something, that was not good for them,
mhm,
we'll say, and you ask why, you'll probably get either, I don't know, I was curious.
mhm,
That curious one gets me, because it's like, well, if we made it safe enough, they would come and ask.
mhm. Or if we remembered,
Right.
we would know to have a conversation.
Yeah.
It would be a topic of conversation, it would be safe all around.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
we have to get clear about, yeah, what was I doing at 12 or 13 or 6 or 7? What was happening for me? If you can
Right.
remember,
Right.
what was happening for me? And so now, how do I help to navigate somebody else's experience? Whether you have children of your own or teenagers,
Right.
life, whether you have kids or not, life brings you
Yes.
people to help grow because that's
Right.
what we do. We pollinate with each other. Like, I'll take a little from you, I'll take a little from you, and we, drop the seeds everywhere. So
Right.
life brings us experiences to help others to go to their next level,
Right.
whatever that is. But it's always the intention is to become your highest, best
That's
self, your real highest, best self. I'm
right.
not talking about becoming an executive on a job.
And what somebody told you should be, and who
Mm-hmm.
you know. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah. So I think about that. Like, then I might say, when you were my age, did you do?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that turn out for you? But
Mm-hmm.
we're not um, comfortable enough to
Mm-hmm.
have those conversations. And not everybody. Some people do have those conversations with young people, but
Mm-hmm.
we're talking like
Mm-hmm.
collectively as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
That whole like, what goes on here stays here,
Shut down the authenticity right there.
right there. And what that is really saying is that what is most important to me is what things look like to other people. Appearance is important to me. I don't care how you feel about it. You
Mhm.
got to keep up this particular appearance. And let me
Mhm.
just say that people end up in therapy trying to figure that out, wanting to move past that when they get to
Yes.
a certain age where they're ready to start
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
They end up in therapy saying, "Hey, I don't want to do this
Mhm.
way." Yeah,
Or I don't want to go here anymore. I don't want to be in this space anymore. And how do I do this? And how do I honor me? Or
yes,
how can I honor me and still go into that space? But I don't want to go in that space because they're going to make me get back in their box.
right,
And I want to be who I am, whatever that is.
right. And I want to learn and practice um, a language that I would use, and not, we have this, we act out of, or we speak out of, from which we know, and that of which we learn, right? So whatever the dialogue is, that's how I'm speaking. And sometimes that doesn't work when I'm trying to have this authentic conversation. So, for instance, somebody might say, well, I didn't particularly care for XYZ, and then we're not gonna have the intelligent conversation that we really want to have. So we're not gonna get the response that we're looking for.
Mhm.
So we have to relearn how to communicate
Mhm.
to get what
Mhm.
we want, to get what we want,
Mhm.
right? And so, anyway, I have a lot of stories behind that one. I'm gonna say, whoa, 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 wait, 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 wait. What is it that you want out of this? I want this and I want that. Is this gonna get it? You're not a Neanderthal. So all of that matters, but we learn all that stuff.
Yeah.
We- Trauma response.
Mhm.
Trauma
Mhm.
response. Hey, Christine.
My sister?
Yeah, she says I'm
Oh.
working night shift and cannot listen in its entirety. That's all right. We know you there.
Oh, yay. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah. I I think the journey of authenticity is the most rewarding experience. It is this, it's like being a kid all over again. And you get to be to yourself the mother or father that you've always wanted your mother and father to be to you. You get to show up for yourself in that way. So
Right.
you get to show up and look in the mirror and say, that's a pretty darn good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see how that's going to work out.
Right.
Yeah. Um my I have a friend which you know about, and I don't know what the world that is, but I remember my niece, we had a conversation last year, and she's like, "Auntie, just stop talking to him." Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And so my programming would say, "Yeah, leave it alone." But my authentic self is curious. I want to know what's this all about, right?
Right.
I said, so what do I do? I throw him on the pile of, what pile do I throw him on? Like, just toss him on a pile, like
Right.
just throw him on a pile, or do I just sit in this right here and decide I want to see what this is going to do for me? I want to see what is, because my programming says pitch it, be done with that, and and but myself, this person says, how about I'm supposed to learn to surrender and have no expectations? Because I come from a whole line of expectations
Right.
for everything.
Right.
And just like, yeah, just let it do what it do, come and go and stop and start and just go with the flow. And when you say you begin to like that person, you just begin to discover who that person is, and you realize, oh, I got anxiety in this area. Let me do the work on that anxiety. I have. You
Right.
just start to
Because
see
ultimately it's for you and your growth.
it's always for me, and as
Mhm.
long as I remember that, I won't ever lose my authentic self again. As long as I know it's for me. But as long as you, when you're operating for others, you are not living a self actualized life.
Right.
You
And
are not.
disclaimer, Stephanie is not talking about a toxic relationship either.
No, 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 no,
I just
no,
want us to
no,
be clear that we're
no. I'm
not
talking about a typical relationship where I would want to have control over the entire dynamics so that I would not feel any ounce of anxiousness.
right.
And
Right.
so,
Yes. Absolutely.
so
Yes.
I'm learning to just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let it be what it is. But I was just saying that our programming, my family of origin, my niece is 22. I'm 50 something. So that's how far apart we are. And yet she still holds the same narrative as my family of origin. What auntie, please.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my God, I think I want to do something different
Right. Hey,
because
Latrice,
I'm
he said
curious.
this message was right on time. We are so glad that it is hitting home.
Yay!
Um, but that also what you're talking about is, we talked about that shift in the script.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But and when you're your authentic self, you can't be in toxicity.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
You won't dwell there. You may dibble and dabble because it'll be familiar. As she read the things from Maslow, it'll be familiar, but as you become more and more you can't like sit in it and do all the yucky crazy things that you would
Yes,
typically do. You
absolutely.
just won't um you just won't let it
No.
be. Somebody said to me, yeah, like if you was in a connection with someone and you couldn't be who you are, you couldn't fend for yourself or whatever, would you even be in that kind of connection today? And it's like, no, I wouldn't be in that connection. Male, female, teacher, boss.
Right, right. No,
I can't do it
it's
today.
not congruent. We're like, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
it. No.
incongruent. So the more authentic you are, a doctor, I don't know if she's a doctor. I think it is Dr. Brene Brown has two great books, Daring Greatly and um, I can't think of the other one. But those both of those books, they're amazing too. They both speak on what it means to just start to live in your truth and be your authentic person and the
When
process that it
and
takes.
when you start to do that and you start that process, can I tell you, it feels like you had been a fish out of water.
Yes.
It does. Like I was built for this.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be an administrative assistant because that was the thing to do and it can make me money.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
good at it. No bragging or anything like that, but anything that I did, I was good at. Like I made sure
Mm-hmm.
of it because I'm
Mm-hmm.
a nervous, anxiety filled perfectionist. So that was
Yes.
going to
I'm
happen
recovering.
in recovery. In recovery, that was
I'm
going to happen.
recovering.
Anything I touch, I'm going to be great at because that was I needed to do that, right? But when
Right.
you start to be authentic and honor who you are and what you want to do, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
it starts feeling like I remember this space.
Yes.
I don't know how long ago it's been. Like maybe I was 3. I don't know. But I remember like
You
this
do.
feels
You start to
genuine.
remember
This
the
feels
feeling.
congruent. This feels
Mm-hmm.
like home,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Along the way, and hence, we're doing, therapy. And I remember starting my program, my master's program for clinical mental health. And one of the things we had to do was a personal statement. And to my surprise, because I never know what I'm going to write about, I start to write about and remember, because that's how I ended up writing about it, because I didn't it was at that moment that I remembered that I've been doing this since I was 12, 11,
Mhm.
11, 12, 10, 11.
Mhm.
And I wrote my statement about how now I can recall, even as a kid, being the mediator and you know, so did you understand what she was trying to say to you?
Being the what?
The liaison
Oh. Mhm.
between friends,
Mhm.
the mediator.
Mhm.
Did
Mhm.
you hear that she was trying to be nice because of, like just being that one, like
Mhm. Mhm.
to talk to people, to make, and it was like, wow. And here I am many years later wanting to do this therapy thing,
Mhm.
right? Like life has always brought me back there. I feel
Mhm.
congruent. I feel at home. I feel, and
Mhm.
when people get that aha and they move toward their self actualization and whatever, it's like wonderful to see.
Yes, and it feels selfish at first
Hmm.
because we've been programmed for that. But understanding that selfishness or narcissism in that piece is very much so a part of the freedom steps to self-actualization. It is allowing yourself to want what you want, know what you want, get clear about what you want, drop what you don't want, pick up what you do want.
And trudge through the fear because it's coming.
Yeah.
Because what you want and what you are moving toward getting is not
Mhm.
what you were trained to
It's
do.
unfamiliar
It's
territory.
unfamiliar. Thank you. It's unfamiliar territory. So it's like, oh,
Mhm.
wait, maybe not. Put your baby toe in the water. Take it back out.
Mhm.
Nope, nope. That's
Mhm.
nope.
Mhm.
But you keep putting your toes in the water until your whole foot is there, because in your knowing, this is the direction. This is.
Yeah. And it's something juicy. I hate to use that word because people have taken it from me, but anyway, but there is something
Yummy.
amazing about going going into a path that wasn't there. Like, because you have a choice when you walk into the woods. You can walk the path that's walked. You see the gravel. You know that path, but go in from another place where there is no path
Hmm.
and try to find the path from a place that's not already. You get to be the creator of the path.
Yes.
You get to be the creator to say, oh, we can go this way and still get over here. But a lot of times we just find the path. Where is that area? Where is the opening head of the trail? And that's the path I'll take. And be all ooh and ah over somebody else's path.
And if you do that and you find yourself wondering, I wonder if I had gone this way,
Hmm.
you're ready to move towards self actualization
Yes.
because it'll gnaw at you.
Yes. Oh,
What if
forever.
I had done this way? What if I had, it's there. It's like kind of nudging you in the back of your mind, and you
Hmm.
can either ignore it and continue to do what's safe or what you think is safe,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
you can venture outside of that and move toward your authentic self, your potential,
Hmm.
and when I think about potential, I think about so many people starting out in careers that they were told makes money, as opposed to what they feel within themselves is a thing that they want to do,
Why
because
they were brought here in the first place.
why they were
Hmm.
brought here in the first place, because that might not be a good enough living.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I was told. Um, Someone said this week, imagine what it would be like if I lived my life in HD.
Mm,
I thought that was a very powerful question. Am I living in HD, like in my fullest self right now? And what does that mean? Like full on me.
yes.
Am I lying? Am I betraying myself? Am I lying to others? Am I betraying others?
Yeah.
Is my yes mean yes? Am I no mean no?
Hmm. And you'll know when you say yes and your whole inside is screaming no.
Hmm. Mhm.
because he, deep down inside, young person that is still there, is screaming, no, no,
Mhm.
we don't want to do
Mhm.
that. We don't want
Mhm.
to do that. And you're saying, like,
Mhm.
shut up. Yes, we do. We're doing it instead of honoring that. And
Yes.
then you get all wrapped up in stuff and like, oh God, now I gotta follow it through. I really didn't have the
I
time.
was just getting ready to say that. And then here's the magic. You can always go back.
Yes.
You can
Absolutely.
always get back in the box. They
Absolutely.
will welcome you.
Yes. So try it. I always tell people when they're like, oh, well, I don't want to go away to college. I don't want to do this. But I want to go right up the street. And I was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? You come back home because you can. Then it's kind of, and then you get this look like, oh,
Right.
you really do get to look like, oh, I can. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like nobody's sending you off to Saudi Arabia anywhere. Like it's like you can come, and even if you want
Right.
to, you can come back.
Right.
And then
Not
it's
in
so,
captivity.
and so,
Just
and I have a really good story, and I'm sure she won't mind me telling her story because it's so wonderful. I have a mentee who I love so very much, and life was very hard, and one day she came and she said, "I'm going to the Air Force. I don't know why, but I'm going." And I said, "Okay." She's like, "Miss Byrne, I'm scared." And I said, "You could always come back." She's like, "It's a commitment." And I was like, "Well, something is leading you there." Because nobody had a conversation about you need to, right? She just knew she wasn't living in her authentic self. And this is not what she wanted. And she wanted better and more. And then she went. And then she said, and then we met again, and she's like, "They try to send me to Alaska. I don't want to go to Alaska. Why would they send me to Alaska?" And I was like, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. You're not gonna be there forever. Why can't I go there? I forget where she wants to go. And that was my first choice. La, 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 la. Can I say 3 years ago, she met her husband. She got married yesterday. She met him in Alaska.
right.
Not looking for a mate. And so the conversation we had last week, before getting a couple weeks ago when she told me about it, was wow. And then I was like, I don't want to go to Alaska. And she cracked up because I was like, remember? She was like, I know, right? I said, and you were being guided.
Mhm.
You weren't looking for, she wasn't looking. She's like, okay, so I got to do this thing. I committed. I want a better life. I believe this is where it's going to happen for me. And yesterday she got married and she's very, very happy. And she met this guy the first month or so that she was there, and they've been dating ever since. And so my point
Wow.
is just follow
Your bliss.
her. Yes. You knew, what I would say to her is you knew that you were not living your authentic self, and that you probably wouldn't get to it in the state that you were in the space that you were in. And so it was amazing to see. It was She
Mhm.
streamed it live because only like her mom, dad, his mom, dad, and like were actually there, and they're base people, but she made it available for everybody to see, and it was awesome.
Awesome.
It was very awesome,
That's
right?
awesome.
And so when we follow that nudge, because
Mhm.
that's what it is. At first, we don't know what we just
Mhm.
know. Like I need to do, like I need to do something. When we follow
Mhm.
that, I think that that's when we surrender, because that's
That's
when we
that's the
surrender.
magic. Yeah.
It's like don't do this, but this, it opens up for us
Yeah.
in ways that
Yeah.
we could never imagine.
Mhm.
That we could never imagine.
And it's so
You can say yummy.
it's it's yummy. It is because I am no longer in control, but I'm leaving the control to all that is, because
Yeah.
there is a curriculum and a plan for my life. And if the people from where I come from had no awareness of it, didn't stop the plan.
Right.
The
Here's the
plan didn't
thing,
change.
and here's the thing: if we live long enough, we end up going that we there.
Yes, yes. So young people, get it now. Yeah, here he
Yes.
comes.
Latrice said, "Yep, always doing what's expected of us, even if it's not truly what we desire to do,
Mhm,
because we don't have the tools to stand
mhm,
up."
mhm.
Um, River, hi River, hey River.
Hi.
River said, "Just follow your bliss." She like that. Let go of
Mhm.
control. Yeah, yes. River, oh my God. Hey River, I love River. You saw just a picture of River, you would know why. She was so all natural, like following authenticity, and I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to surrender. It's
Mhm,
scary now. It is scary. It can
mhm,
be scary, right?
mhm,
But we have to
mhm.
trust that
Yeah.
we
There's
fall,
like,
we fall.
so in on the journey to change my thoughts, it's like surrender and let go. So I'm thinking, babe, some you I tell my own business. Surrender and let go. So let's just imagine if I'm surrender and let go, okay, no meat. I'm no longer eating meat. That's tangible. I'm letting go of meat. But what I learned is to surrender and let go is to let go of the thoughts that I'm holding in my mind about a particular subject, place, or thing. The idea that I have of it, surrender that idea and let that idea go and see what takes its place.
Yes.
But when I'm in control, I want to put something in its place.
Yes.
But if I surrender and let go of the idea altogether, life, universe, creator, God always puts the thing that is supposed to be in its place. But the letting go piece and loving with my hands wide open
Right.
allows me, first of all, full view of what shows up instead of digging through the
I'm
crack.
naked.
Right,
Naked.
exactly. Here
Yes.
I am. And it's just letting go of my idea of what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
And it's such a
And
fun
your idea
journey.
of what is our idea of what it's supposed to be was given to us.
Yes, it's not even mine.
Yeah. And so when you surrender that,
Oh,
I know
it's just so good.
it's so good.
It is. And you start to see people for who they are. And sometimes that doesn't feel good. But when you are in self actualization, you just let people be. You
Yes.
notice who they are. And you're
You
like,
don't have no judgment
girl, let
for
me,
it. It is
I
what it
see
is.
this. I didn't see this before. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And then I can let you do you because now
So you
I
gotta get
have a
your
little
own
bit of power
actualization.
to do
Right.
my own stuff. And
And you
I'm
gotta get
not.
to your own self actualization. And when you're on that road to it, judgment has no place. So that
Mhm.
means for me too, I'm on the road to self
For me
actualization.
too.
Judgment has no place on you because you're in where you
Right.
are in
Like,
your
oh,
journey.
oh, I know they're expecting me to call this time of day. I should be calling. I need to check in with my mother. Let's just use that as an example. And then all of that funny stuff goes down in your stomach where you're feeling all nervous, like they're gonna be mad, they're gonna be upset. But when you be like, you know what, I'm only calling because I'm managing their anxiety. I'm busy right now. That's not a thing I can do. I'm gonna be okay because
Right.
I'm all right. And I let go of the need to manage their anxiety or
Hmm.
to manage my own anxiety because that's not what I want to do. I don't want to go home for Christmas this year. That's my truth. I want to do something different.
Hmm.
So I'm going to let go of the anxiety that I hold in my body,
Right.
my nervous system that reminds me everybody's going to be mad if you don't show up. That's the letting go part, letting go of the behaviors or what the nervous system does to me when I choose me.
Hmm.
Because
And you know what? And sometimes even when I'm working with someone, I even challenge that. I understand what the past experiences were, but that might not necessarily be the truth today.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
even if it is, and you're moving toward actualization, you don't care.
Yeah. Well, you learn not to.
You learn
I,
not.
I challenge people to read old books that you read before because you have made a shift And the
Yes,
words that leap off the page today
will be
are
different
not the
for you.
words that leaped off the page 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so rich
Yes.
because it's just,
Same
it's
thing
a,
with the movies. I
yeah.
didn't see all of that in the
Mhm.
Wizard of Oz. Then all the people, they were her friends. So even with movies, like you go and you watch again, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm in a different space in life, and
I'm
now
in a
I can
different,
appreciate
yes.
this.
The message is different.
Yes.
The message has a different meaning. Yeah. Yeah.
River
This was rich.
says, hey, she said, I relate so much to these stories. This conversation is divine. I needed this. Wow, I needed this. We are
Mm.
glad that you are enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Yes. So
Mhm.
this was so good. But and
Mhm.
so let me give you a few things that I picked up and I read about what it could look like in self-actualization, because what I don't want to do is put any boundaries and parameters around it, right? Or
Mhm.
anybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
Living out your passion,
Mhm.
right? Living out your passion, figuring out what that is for you, and starting to work in that direction. Holding an abundance mindset,
Mhm.
right? Holding that abundance mindset, because I can. An abundance mindset doesn't all is not just money.
Mhm.
Everything in abundance, right?
Yes. It's bliss. Mhm.
Yes. Taking responsibility, right?
Own it. Yes. Own it. Own it. Own it. Mhm.
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 Seeing change with optimism. So another common trait of self-actualized individuals is that they embrace change with trust and an
Mhm.
open heart. Not only that, but change is seen from an optimistic lens. It is not
Mhm.
fear-based or approached with suspicion and resistance.
Yes.
Surrender.
Mhm.
They could have
Mhm.
just said surrender. They had a lot of words. Understand the power of intention.
Oh, so good.
That is huge. Understand the power of intention. The more you realize yourself, the more you confirm and corroborate the link between your intentions and the outcome.
Yes. I am a manifestation of my beliefs.
Yep. Yes.
Mhm.
You learn the powerful law that you create and materialize a good deal of what you set your intention on. So,
Mhm.
manifestation, it's real. It's not
Mhm.
from the horoscope and all that. It's real. And in touch with the intuitive heart. So following the intuition and not going against it, because that's what we're taught.
Mhm.
Maintaining vision of life purpose. First,
Mhm.
finding out what that is for you.
What it is.
What is that for you, right?
Mhm.
The subconscious is a powerful ally. And now let me just say this: as it can be, subconsciousness can be a powerful adversary.
Yes.
Check it. Check it,
Mhm.
because it can be an absolutely powerful ally for you,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um, Young, who is a one of our famous psychologists that we follow, maintained that our subconscious has a twofold nature as being a fountain of creativity and insight, but at the same time a potential saboteur or
Yes.
self-destructive force that impedes us from growing into a healthy, complete self, referred to
Mhm.
as the process of individuation in depth psychology. So
Mhm.
let's be careful. We want it to be an ally, but we
Mhm.
get to control which one that's going to be.
Mhm. First,
By
you have to become aware.
yes,
Mhm.
and I was going to say by challenging the negative self-talk and thoughts.
Mhm.
Know that it's negative. I never knew the word try was negative
Mhm.
until I started
Mhm.
having communication in a group where they would correct try. Did you just say try? Because try
Mhm.
leaves room for not doing,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Declare, this is what I'm doing. This is what's
Mhm.
going to be, right?
Mhm.
Feels compassion, gratitude, and loving kindness. And you're going to seek that. Um, you're
Yep.
going to seek that. And it's going to be okay. You're going to feel it's okay to seek that.
Mhm.
You're not needy. and all these other things people want to
Right.
control.
It just makes sense.
Yep. And
It
an
will just make
important
sense.
aspect of self growth and self actualization is freeing oneself from negative emotional patterns and transcending beyond ego based consciousness.
Yes.
And then the last thing, simplify life and shed away the useless. We was just talking
Mhm.
about that.
Getting rid of things that no longer serve you,
It's just
even thoughts.
clearing up space.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, on a practical day to day level, you realize the real value and priorities of things in your life. You understand the power of simplicity and start working towards simplifying your life more and more every day. Because
Mhm.
it really is it really is kind of like anxiety that keeps you holding on to all that stuff anyway. You're afraid of filling the blank.
Mhm.
So, you
It's
keep it.
true.
Yeah. Um, River said, do you ladies have practice or tools for dealing with challenges of reparenting yourself? Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have practical practice or tools for dealing with practices or tools with dealing with challenges of reparenting yourself? Because it's a scary thing.
Yeah. So I am a firm component, a believer of mirror work and affirmations.
Oh, so
That
good that you asked that question, River.
Yes, and hugging yourself and loving yourself and cradling the baby in you, the child in you, and life has me in a really crazy situation, but perfect, where I am in a space with my parents all the time right now, and I have just learned to just try my best to embrace myself, who I am, and now that I can see my family of origin and my tribe where it comes from, all the other stuff on my journey just makes so much sense now. Now it's like, oh, now that makes sense, but that's not who I am.
Yes.
This is who I am. And when she feels shut out or anxious or whatever, I just hold her and give myself what it is I wanted my mother or my father to be to me or give to me.
Yes.
um, and just doing that work and looking in my own eye and goo goo and gaga and in my own face is what I have
Talking to
found to.
her, communicating with her,
Mhm,
asking her
mhm,
how she feels about whatever.
every aspect of her heart, her
Yes.
third eye, her mind, her tummy, our reproductive areas, asking all of me, am I okay in this moment? All of
Comforting
it.
her when she's not,
Mhm.
because you know when she's not.
Yeah, comforting her in a way that you would a baby. I would not give my baby no vodka and cranberry juice. I would not
Right,
give
right. Good. That's good. That's good. Yes, yes,
I would not give her that. I would not when you're trying to heal that part of you, you have to be like really kind of like in that detox mode and it's a journey. It's not a
yes,
destination, but it's like detoxing and you just nurturing her and giving her the stuff that she needs. If it's a walk, if it's working out, whatever, um you just pay attention. That's the biggest thing, is paying attention to who she is. Don't tell her. Let her show you.
yes. That's the
Let her
thing,
show you. Let her
right?
show you.
Because we've been
Mhm.
taught that people tell you who you are. You don't
Mhm.
tell her; she'll show you.
Mhm.
But you handle her as like the child that she is,
Mhm.
and not the way that we are used to doing that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
With respect
Mhm.
as a human being, and not a
Yes,
that is owned by somebody.
that's it.
I
I am somebody. I
Yes,
don't I'm not I can't be somebody and be owned by somebody. I
with
am.
her.
Mhm.
You're okay.
Mhm.
What's it, like? It's amazing.
Mhm.
Somebody be like, "Oh, that's crazy talk." Whatever.
It is. I am definitely out of my mind about me.
Yes, and give yourself permission to be out of your mind about you.
Mhm.
When she starts to get nervous,
Girl, because if I stay in my mind about no, no, mm-mm.
right?
Mm-mm.
Being intentional and paying attention to what she needs at
Yes.
that moment and providing that. Don't shut her up.
Yes.
Do
That's
not.
why journaling is so important and writing is so important. Is you want to get it out. You want to have a tantrum on a piece of paper.
Yes. And for those, want to just give some clarity, she is the child, your inner child.
Yes.
He is your
Mm-hmm.
inner child,
Mm-hmm.
whom
Mm-hmm.
has had a voice for so long, but was never
Yes. The
able to.
right voice, the excellent voice, the perfect voice.
She or he is the one to say,
That
no,
is not who I am.
I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, shut up. I got this.
Or I don't know what to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know which right decision to make. I've been meditating on Yolanda Adams' "Open Up My Heart"
Mm-hmm.
for the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That today, that message is so much more profound in my authenticity
Mm-hmm.
than it's ever been. Anytime I've sang it in front of a group of 100 people, it's
Right.
just amazing
Yeah.
because it's like I'm talking in the mirror to myself. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking to an entity outside of myself now.
Right.
I'm looking at me. Show
Right.
me how to do things your way, Stephanie, me. Your way. How do you do things your way? Show me how to do things your way,
Mm-hmm.
myself, my highest self way. How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
This is good. We could go on and on and on.
Yes. Thank you, River, for those amazing questions.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. We could go on and on. We're at an hour and 16 minutes. So
Thank you. Yeah, we went over.
that was
Thanks for your
good.
patience, though. That was good.
And thank you guys for hanging in there with us and listening. And please love, share. I'm on also YouTube at Heads Up Mental Clarity. Share the YouTube video. Share this live, um, because people just are looking, and that's how we reach the masses who are
Mhm.
looking for something more, something.
Practical stuff.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, practical
Hmm.
stuff. Right.
Hmm.
So this is really good. Thank you, friend.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
Stephanie is doing a mirror workshop. You want to
Stephanie and I, don't change that.
well, you're gonna be doing it.
No, that's okay. I still gave you your props. That's okay.
Lakeisha, thank you. This was awesome and much needed. So yeah, Stephanie and I are going to be doing a mirror workshop in Cleveland, Ohio. If you are
Mhm.
there, hit us up. Come
Mhm.
on by. We would
Well,
love for you.
actually, you
Or
better
is
call
that
first
you
because
gotta
we got
call?
to wait.
You gotta
We've already, yeah,
you got a wait list?
we have a wait list.
Yes.
Yeah, we
And
have a
we
wait
said
list.
we were gonna have a wait list, right?
Yes, we have a wait list. So, yeah.
Yes.
So,
So
next
okay,
time.
next time, and we will put it out there, and we want you to hop on it because if we have slots for so many people and we have a wait list, that means it's going to be bigger next year, and the idea is
Yes.
it's going to continue to get bigger. And so you want to
Yeah.
come, do
Yeah.
this mirror work. I can't
Yes.
believe it. I'm
Oh my
excited.
goodness. I
I'm
can't hardly wait.
bringing one of my
Yeah.
daughters with me, and that's this weekend, this Saturday. So
Yeah, this
I
Saturday.
cannot
So
wait.
keep us in your thoughts and your prayers.
Yes.
Bless the women that's going to show up there to be
Yeah.
transformed when they are ready. But
Yeah.
I'm just a seed thrower, and that's what I'm going to do. That's
Yes.
what we're going to do. We're going to plant some seeds. We're going to laugh, have a good old time, express our ethnicity, and
Absolutely.
take enjoy our ancestors' messages, and just tap into who we really are.
Yep.
So that's the goal, anyway. Show me me.
Yep.
Hmm.
Whew. Okay, this was good. Thank you.
This was
Thank
good.
you
Thank you.
guys for chiming in and listening in.
Yes.
Please share, and we'll see you
Hmm.
in 2 weeks,
Yes.
perhaps.
I know. We got to check the dates.
Yep. I think I'm out of town that entire week, so we'll see. All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Deep
night, you
bow.
guys.
Yes.